differently because we're here to honor a great officer and a great Army family with a promotion. And so, Francisco, I know you just sat down. I'm going to have to. It's good exercise.
Hey, sorry for the delay. My wife had a car problem, so.
That is A-okay.
New car down, sir.
Every morning when you're late to work, I really want to know.
I know, sir. I live like 2 miles from here.
But anyway, and Jennifer and Justice, I'd like you to come up as well. Because I know I've told all of you multiple times, behind every successful soldier is a very, very supportive Army family. And that's who we're here to recognize today. Many of you don't know it, but Captain Vazquez was commissioned in 2002 through ROTC. And of course at the International American University of Puerto Rico. From there, he went to Fort Stewart, which was also my first duty assignment. And so he was part of Rock of the Marne. You still know the song?
No, a little bit.
Well, if Jeff were here, we'd sing it because it starts out, I'd rather be, wait. I wouldn't give a bean to be a dog-faced, no, I wouldn't give a bean to be a fancy pants Marine. I'd rather be a dog-faced soldier that I am. But that's a great place to grow up as a young lieutenant. And of course, Captain Vazquez was a field artilleryman.
Cool.
And so spent time, matter of fact, with 141. And then as they went through the BCT conversion in 3ID, transferred over to 464 Armor, where he deployed. He was an FSO, and then he was also a MIT battle captain, which for those of you who have deployed know that is an extremely, extremely tough job, and especially as you're part of a MIT, an extremely tough environment, because you're not with your own. You are part of the organization, whether it's an Iraqi organization or an Afghan organization that you support, so a very tough job. And of course, it's also very tough for the family. Because when you're deployed, we all know that time goes extremely fast because you're very busy, but it also tends to slow down for the family. And we know that, so we thank you all for your support because Captain Vazquez has had a very successful career. And then, of course, he branched detail. He's now an AG officer, and so he's part, yes, that's a big hoa. And part of that greening means he went to the Captain's Career Course and then went to the 72nd Field Artillery Brigade where he was the Assistant Brigade S1. And then of course he's been assigned to us where we've been able to use his talents in officer management and now enlisted management. And I will tell you, this is a huge step. When you go from the company grade ranks to the field grade officer ranks, you are now you are vested in this organization. You are part of our greater Army. You are now a senior leader. And I will tell you, this is the first very, very tough cuts. I can remember when I came through and I saw friends of mine that I grew up with as lieutenants and captains, they didn't make that cut, and it was heartbreaking. So, Francisco, you have now made an extremely tough cut in our Army, and I anticipate you're going to make many more. But this is just the first one. And I will tell you, just like when you make Master Sergeant or Sergeant Major, it's at this level here is when your reputation starts as well. And just as you've been our go-to guy in G1, I expect every job you have after this, you be the go-to guy there in that job as well, because people are going to look at you as the HR expert. And not only that, because a lot of what we do here is staff work. Not only are we the HR experts, but we're also the HR doers. As you all well know, we've got to roll up our sleeves and sometimes do that hard stuff. And so that will continue. And as a field grade officer, the Army's going to ask much of you. They're going to ask much of your family because they're going to ask a lot from a leadership perspective. They're going to ask a lot intellectually, and they're going to demand a lot of your time as well. And not only I, but the Army, the HR community has the utmost confidence that you're just going to do gangbusters as a field grade officer. And so it is really my pleasure that I get to promote you in my honor. And something else you need to know about Captain Vazquez is the fact that he comes from a very humble background, but also a very patriotic background. He's got 27 cousins and 7 aunts and uncles who have served in the military. Cool. And he is the first one to enter the officer. Oh, I've not served. And so he's the first who served, and not only that, he's the first to enter as a commissioned officer. So that's a big hooah. So congratulations. Something else you need to know as well, Captain Vazquez, of course, was born and raised in Puerto Rico, spent his entire life there. And so his first taste of coming to CONUS was here at Fort Knox, Kentucky as a ROTC cadet. How many years ago? 11 or 12? Yeah. And so it's kind of fitting, so many years later, now he gets to be promoted to major at the same installation that helped develop him as a cadet. And so I know also you have some guests in the audience as well. Would you like to introduce them before we pin on, or are you going to do that as part of your remarks?
I'll do it now.
Okay.
I have my second cousin from Puerto Rico living here now, MAJ Vazquez. She grew up with me in the same neighborhood and everything. I haven't seen her in like 10 years, and me, putting my promotion congratulations and everything in Facebook, she didn't even know that I was here. So she's like, hey, I'm here in Louisville, I want to meet your family and everything. I said, yeah, you're more than welcome to come in. I also have Major Nazario, which he was my cadet captain back in RTC in Puerto Rico, so appreciate you being here. Okay.
You've done good. And thank you for coming, because it means a lot for us, because the Army family extends further than just those of us who are here in this headquarters building. So thank you for sharing this with us. And so, if you would please, post the orders.
Attention to order. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities on Captain Francisco J. Vazquez. In view of these qualities and his demonstrated potential for increased responsibility, he is, therefore, promoted in the United States Army to the rank of Major with an effective date of 1 December 2011. Signed, Gerald T. Mayer, Chief, DA Promotions.
It's also part of military tradition. You do have to kiss your wife, and we have to get a photo on her. Major Vazquez, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Major Vazquez will now present a gift to his son, Justice.
This box.
He wasn't Jerry.
Let me go through my notes. First and foremost, I would like to Justice, you didn't know it was you, the one promoting me, but you're my best friend, man. You are. Because a year ago, we found out that I can't have kids, so I took you, and I raised you, and I, thank the Lord for the opportunity that has given me to raise my wife's kid. Okay, I really do, Justice. That's what you get to do, the things you get to do, okay? I love you. I would like to thank God for giving me the strength and courage to continue. Everything that I do is to His glory. And that year, 2005, when I was in Iraq, it was a tough one, okay? My wife knows some things, but everything else, God knows about it, okay? Colonel Lieber, I appreciate giving me the opportunity to come here and use it and work. And I know it's a different world, but I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot. I mean, I think I can go to a division now and understand everything, to include enlisted. I was so terrified about enlisted, really, because if there's systems that I didn't have, access to, was enlisted. They told me, hey, you want to eat us? No. I had everything else, Thomas too, so it's easier to work, everything. I would like to thank Mr. Berry, sorry, mentor, Mr. Krieger. Thanks for your mentorship, guidance, and support. At any given time, I can go to you guys, and you guys are there for me. I know sometimes I bother you guys, but that's the way I am. I ask stupid questions, you give me a stupid answer, I got it. And then you shake your head and you're like, what the hell? Got it. But you know what? To the next place I go to, I'm probably not going to ask that question. Somebody's going to ask me that question. I'm going to look at them like, you don't know that? And then I'm going to go back and say, that was them. Got it. To the personnel, NOMB and EMB, I really appreciate all the help, support that you guys give to me and my family. You guys are the best, to be honest with you. And I really, really need about 4 years here to understand everything you guys do, because 2 years is not going to make it, okay? Now I am understanding some of the things, that I'm doing in EMB, and Mr. Alice is really thankful about that. Because every time I go to him, and now I know when I'm asking something that you already told me before. So I go back to my little office and, oh yeah, that's right, he told me that last week. Oh, my bad. So I appreciate, sir, sitting with me and giving me the guidance that you always do. Ms. Gibson, thanks for, everything, really, because, I got in and I really have a lot of questions because I only knew how to update ORBs and that was it. So I really appreciate it for, showing me everything, okay? To my friends, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedules to share this moment with me. I really appreciate that, okay? Last promotion was in Iraq and it was a lot easier than this, because it was. Yeah, I gotta talk about Mom. Mom, thanks for raising me and taught me more values that you did, okay? I am the product of your late nights, waiting for me to come from work, clubbing, whatever I was doing in college, long hours studying with me and finding ways to improve my learned behaviors, okay? For believing in me when nobody else would, and that's a true statement. No, he's not here now. Major Padilla, yeah, he grew up with me and he knows what I'm talking about. You do, too. For not laughing when I decided to leave the island in 1999 and join the Army. You were my first teacher, literally. She was a kindergarten teacher. Yeah, no watching on that one. And I'm proud to call you my friend, my teacher, and mother. Mothers will do anything for their sons or daughters. Mine did absolutely everything and more, okay? Just like I said, you're my best friend, my fan, and greatest son I could ever have, okay? I was blessed because marriage came with a great little boy of 6 years old, and at the beginning I didn't know handle you, you know, or work or parenting, you know. It turned out to be better because, you know, you're my best friend, you know. Now when I tell you to do something, yeah, you do it. I appreciate that. But from video games, fishing, watching movies and TV, riding my ATV, it's been great, you know. I love you, okay? Honey, I don't say this enough, and I don't show enough, but you are the love of my life. You are. The joy at the end of every day. Every day when you think I'm late, it's 7:15. you are that joy. Unless you got takeout. Right? I love it. You show up one day and forever stole my heart. And that is true, you know. Was dating online, going to Puerto Rico, going out, One day in Fort Stewart, you know, I decided as a second lieutenant, I bought a house, you know. Wow, you know, amazing, you know. That's great accomplishment, you know. I did a little bit more than my dad and my mom and probably all my 7 uncles. But then when I signed all the paperwork, you know, I came into the house, guess what? There's absolutely nothing in the house, okay? So I took a couple credit cards, I bought, you know, furniture, I bought this, I bought that. And I used to do a lot of Chinese. Chinese in Fort Stewart is great. It is awesome. Here, it's not that good. It's awesome, okay? So one day, out of nowhere, I ordered Chinese, and there's these beautiful blue eyes just looking at the pee-hole as I look back, you know, because she thought nobody lived there, because the yard was a mess, everything was a mess. So I look at the peephole and I see these beautiful blue eyes, and I said, wow, you know, she looks beautiful. So I actually, you know, put some clothes on and stuff. Answer the door, you know, and I remember I gave her a, what was it, baby? Oh, a post-dated check, right? Yeah. Post-dated check, you know, all that stuff, So, you know, she asked me, you know, you live here by yourself? I said, yeah, I live here by myself. Oh, you know, we get to talk and everything, and, you know, I went inside, I ate my Chinese, and that was it. I was like, search is over. This is the girl. So I got to meet her, you know, for about a month, 2 months. You know, we went out, you know, went to movies and stuff, and that was it. You know, I really fall in love like nothing before. You know, I really appreciate everything you have done for me and my family and the Army, because really, she was the secretary of the Scouts Club in Fort Stewart, okay? And she was a member of the FRD in the 72nd Field Artillery Brigade in Fort Dix. She loved the military. She loved it so much that sometimes we have to argue, right? Yeah, we do. I'm always right. But with that, thanks everybody for taking time, you know, to come here. There's going to be food at the conference room, and I really appreciate everybody support and everything. You know what? Yeah, I have to say this. When I got to Fort Stewart, like I said, you know, I bought a house, single, no family, nobody. You know, I was always in the field, going to the field, and then 141. They did a 2-day officer something. They took us to the field, and we were in the field doing a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. You know, there was a road march at the end of that training, and at the road march, you know, I was second lieutenant, just coming from Puerto Rico, not having anybody, you know. So I tried to talk to other people, you know, invite them to my house, you know, parties and stuff. they all give me elbows and everything, you know, and that's fine. Thing is, Major Benjamin Matthew at the time, I was laying in the ground, you know, with a big backpack, rucksack, you know, and I was like, you know what, this is it, you know, I don't care anymore, you know, whatever. There's like 5 miles left. So Benjamin Matthews is the XO of the battalion. He came in, he pushed him out, and then talked to me and say, don't let him, you know, throw stuff at your face, you know, just get out and continue, you know. So for those 5 miles, he held me, you know. He was always talking to me, you know, you're a great person, you know. I mean, he did everything, you know. At the end of all that, you know, we had a PV test, you know, surprisingly, you know, it was crazy. I passed it, but I passed it because he talked to me, you know, about all the great things, you know, that I am, you know, and all this stuff, and all the things that I want to accomplish, right? So at the end of that morning, I go back home, right? And right at the table, I shred a letter that I had for somebody to find. Because I was going to kill myself. I was done, you know? I was done. If Major Matthew wouldn't be so kind to help me out that day, I remember it was like 12th of January. That day, it was 5 days before my birthday. I probably would go for it, you know, because it is really hard to come to, you know, a different country, you know, you don't have family, you don't have friends, you know, and just people make fun of you, and, you know, most of the Puerto Ricans here, they know what I'm talking about. And it is hard. So after that day, you know, I shred that, you know, and I said, you know what? That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna be me. But you know what? It wasn't the last time, you know, the devil actually, you know, touched me. It did in 2005. But, you know, I'm here today, and to all those people that know what they did and how they treat me, you know, here I am today. And I really appreciate all the support that you guys have always given me, okay? Because really, you know, you guys have been great, really great. Thank you for respecting wherever I come from. Thank you for always do that, okay? And for me, you will have a smile, always, okay? God bless you. Merry Christmas, and let's see some lunch, okay?
Cool.
Thank you.
Everyone, please make your way to the stage where you can congratulate Major Vazquez and her family. And like I said earlier, refreshments will be at the G1.
Me? No, I ain't used to
So close to the jack. Legit, man. I was, you know what? Hablamos después, papá. Cuídate, cuídate, güey.
Hey, man, how you doing, man? You just got back?
No, I'm bringing everybody back.
Oh, you bringing it? Oh, you didn't go?
Yeah, I wanted to go. They kept me here.
It's
It's been okay.
okay, believe me.
Yeah.
It's okay to stay back.
Yeah.
Feel like you went there.
¿Cómo está, Mario? ¿Todo bien? Bien. ¿No te trata ahora? Estaría así, quieres ir ahí. ¿Dónde vas? ¿Te vas a meter? Lo metí mejor. Ah, sí, muy
Derek! How you doing? Am I going Derek now? That's good, that's good. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Yo trabajaba aquí también. ¿Se me cuida? Ay, bueno. ¿Cómo te va? La primera semana de la RTs, ¿no hace falta ahí?
You know what else she said? When I got home at 7:15. She said something.